Alright. Hello everyone, we are back for another painting sesh. Making sure all my things are good to go. We are on YouTube and TikTok today. Cool. So, exciting news. We finished the commission for my Dark Angels, which I'm very happy about. We are done and dusted, and they'll be picking up their models this weekend, which is awesome. So I thought I would continue on another commission of mine, which is some World Eaters. So that's what we'll be working on for this afternoon. And it's a bit warm here today, so I expect my paints to dry a lot quicker than normal. So we're using Tinny Tin from Vallejo Game Color just to pick out some of these brass bronzy elements on our jackals here. Bunblood, hello my friend, how are you? Welcome to the stream. It has been a little while, hope you've been well. Just doing a little bit of painting this afternoon, probably only on for about an hour I think. I've got some other stuff to do tonight and maybe might pop on later this evening, see how we're feeling, if we're up for another one. So I think I might do the same which I did on the other ones, just pick out some random bronze areas on the chainsaw just to break up the monotony of the silver. Just going for tabletop standard here, so a little bit of detail. Not refined at all, just helps elevate the model a little bit. Hopefully we don't run into issues. Last time the stream cut for no apparent reason last time. Internet's been a bit dodgy here. So pray to the Emperor that it doesn't happen again. Check out her little belt buckle. Soul of Shania, thank you for the share. How are you, my friend? Long time no see. Hexspell, hello, how are you? Going good, it's been forever, new job, and it's a site job, so no Wi-Fi. Ah, shame. But hope you're enjoying the new job. It's always exciting. Can be daunting, obviously meeting new people and whatnot, but hopefully you're having fun. Slobber, have you read any of the Horus Heresy? I have not, I'm sorry mate. I don't read. Unless it has pictures, I ain't reading it. Nah, I mean I wish, I just don't have the patience, unfortunately. And there's like a shit ton of books in just the Warhammer universe. Maybe one day when I'm in a retirement home and I've got nothing else to do. Hex, you're painting some Blood Angels, very nice. Very good choice of Space Marine chapters. I will have to agree with you there. Very much. So new sites, everyone is new, which helps paint Warhammer during my breaks. Yeah, that's good. Very good. Are you away from work for the long periods of time? Is that how it works? Is it like a fly in, fly out type work? FIFO? Hex, you just hate the red after painting 3,000 points. Yeah, look, I don't blame you. It's a lot of armor panels to be painting. But the Emperor demands your sacrifice. So let's highlight up her pants a little bit. I'm just thinking what I should use for that. Color. It's like a grey, I think, like a dark grey, up from the black. Alright, mixing it up a little bit. Start highlighting up some of her pants. Solar Shania, you're painting your Tyranid warriors, and 5 days on, 2 days off. One of those days is TAFE. Ah, so you really only get like 1 day off. That kind of sucks. But at least you get time for your NIDS. That is what's most important, is it not? And carpal tunnel syndrome. Yes, Hex, exactly right. Look, I cheat. If I was painting that much, I'd just be using the airbrush at every opportunity that I could. Wargamer, hello. What are we painting? We are painting a jackal from the World Eaters faction. We've painted up a few already as part of a larger commission piece. We just finished our Dark Angels commission, which is great. So we're moving on from being loyalist. We're going to be a bit heretical, I think, for the next little while, because I've got a fair few to paint up for this commission. Oh, you've got an airbrush, but the weather, yeah. I mean, the only problem I run into is if it's too humid and my compressor then just fills up with water really quickly. Like I start spurting out water, which is not fun when you're expecting paint to come out and it just washes the entire model in colored water. So just to show you guys what we're hoping to achieve, it's got a built-in moisture trap, which is weird because like it doesn't seem to be doing its job properly. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I can't get it to work. But this is what we are hoping to have as a result. Something like this. So obviously a bit of blood for the blood god. It's in a dirt desert base. Nothing too extravagant. And here's another one with a lighter skin tone. So it's kind of what we're hoping to achieve with the one we're painting up at the moment. And thank you guys for the kind comments. So I'll just show you where we finished the other day. So for those of you that I haven't seen in a little while, we finished off our Dark Angels commission. So here's one of the captains that we finished off. I think this was the last model that was the cherry on top, which is now finished. We did some inner circle companions, so you can imagine a few that look like this. Good fun. The client's happy with the black armor, which is always good to hear. And then probably the better painted out of all of them is Master Lazarus. Quite happy with how his face turned out. Spent a little bit more time on that, and some of the cloak as well. I think the cloak turned out pretty good. On the inside, I'm very happy with the white, and also the sword. I feel like the sword came out decent. I didn't spend too long on it, but a little bit of non-metallic metal just to kind of bring it to life, and keep it in line with everything else. So yeah, that's them. Finito. So I'll put them to the side for now. Unknown. Really impressed with your action figures. Thank you. Do you do it manually or with a 3D printer? These are all plastic parts, so you glue them together, buy them out from a box, and then just paint them whatever color you want. That's kind of how we do it. And thank you, WoW. Appreciate it. Soul, thank you. Hex, what blood technical paint am I using? I am using blood for the blood god. This one from Citadel. Great little product. Okay, I'm adding a bit of white to that grey mix to start getting some sharp highlights on the pants. Could be a little bit too much of a jump in value, but that's fine because I think what I'm going to do is just add a wash later on. Wargamer credit for painting eyes. Painting eyes are not fun. They are not fun, indeed. They are quite stressful. I've done a few on stream, and it's even worse. Pressure is like 100% on when I'm doing that, but kind of fun. Sometimes you get to see me mess up. So really, you don't have to be too neat with this. Like, it's just about bringing up the value and selling the effect that there's a bit of texture and the light's touching in different areas. I think that's how I think about it anyway. Sketchy. Doesn't have to be like smooth transitions when I'm painting to like a tabletop standard. It's kind of just whatever looks good from a distance. You're not going to be looking close up on this model too often. Thank you, Unknown, appreciate it. Gotta have surgeon-like fingers to keep them clean and not look blotchy. Yeah, look, it takes a little bit of practice, and I'm not an expert by any means. There's definitely areas I'd like to still improve. That's why we just keep painting. Matty Amaya looks incredible. Love from Argentina. Thank you. Appreciate it, mate. And Soren, thank you for the heart. I didn't see that. You are a legend. Thank you for the kind words, my friend. And those are deserving of some gumdrop buttons. Thank you for the heart. Hex, do I use Citadel mainly? No, I don't. I use a mixture. So I don't sort of use one particular brand more than the other. I kind of just use whatever I find is the color I desire. So I use Vallejo, excuse me, Vallejo, AK Interactive, Scale 75, Citadel, 2 thin coats, Army Painter. I'll use whatever product. They all have their pros and cons, I reckon. Thank you, wow, appreciate it. Merlin, I don't have an airbrush, so I pour the paint into my mouth and blow it. It tastes yucky. Oh, you just got to get used to the taste, mate. You know, that's like the old school way of doing things. You know, just drink it instead of spitting it out. Sean, after I use streaking grime, do I need mineral spirits? Depends what you're trying to achieve, Sean. So if you're wanting a thick streaking grime look, you could do it raw and just like wipe it off with one of these without mineral spirits. But obviously it's going to be a very thick, grimy look. If you're wanting it to just sort of tint and shade some of the recesses, then I'd be using some mineral spirits. It's what your end product is kind of what you will determine if you need to use them or not. All right, let's highlight up some of the red on her tank top. I think I'm going to use Evil Sun Scarlet, slightly thinned for that. Let's see. We're kind of just making it up as we go. So if it doesn't look great, we can always just go back and tidy it up. Lady Pancake, what is your duty?
To live and die for the Emperor. That is our duty.
Is it a Necromunda model? No, this is a Jackal from the World Eaters box set, I believe. Not mine. Came pre-built for a commission. So sadly she won't be sticking with me permanently, but I have my own I need to paint up eventually. Happy with that. I might add a little bit of, what should we add? I need to brighten it up. Maybe some pale sand, just to that red slightly. could go for an orange, but we'll see what the pale sand looks like. It might go a bit pink, but it's okay. We're not going to use too much of it. Just on the areas that are most prominent, really just pumps up the highlights, and I'm kind of tapping on, adds a bit of texture too, because I don't imagine she takes good care of her clothes when she's drugged up with combat stims and full of rage. But yeah, pretty happy with how that's looking. I think what we'll do now is we'll paint the wraps on the chain sword thing, chain axe. And what have I done previously? It's just like a browny tan color, so we'll do the same, just keep it in line with that. Not enough paint, definitely need more than that. Okay. Slapping it on here, and then I think what we'll do is we'll go in for like a wash. I'm going to use an enamel wash, I imagine. Because if I go over the entire model, because it's easier, I don't have to try and be too targeted, and then I can just wipe it off the skin areas where I don't really want the wash to take effect. And it's quite hot today, so we'll drive fairly fast, I imagine. And then similar to what we did with the tank top, I'm just adding in some more pale sand or ice yellow color, whatever you feel you like, just to add in these little highlights on her wraps, on her chain axe, just to pick them out like so, add a bit of definition. Yep, happy with that, because it will get toned down a little bit once we've added the wash. Now let's work on the skull on the side. Emiliano, look, Warhammer 40k, indeed. Your eyes don't deceive you. And Manufactory, thank you very much, I appreciate the kind comment. Brody, how do you make it so realistic? Mate, just have fun with it. I don't think they're that realistic. I wish I could make it a lot better, but that takes too much time, too much skill that I do not have. When you see some of the people that win awards, bruh, next level. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of Vampire Fang just to paint the skull. God, that's dried on quite a bit. It's like a workout getting that lid off. Nice and thin it down a little bit like we always do. We can start layering it up. AGML needs more Nuln Oil. It hasn't had a coat yet of any wash, which is what we'll do in the next step, because as you can see, yeah, there's not really much recess shading going on, which it definitely needs. So that will be one of the next steps. Jump on the gun there, mate. Jason, are you at past lives? Not sure what that is. Sorry, mate. The way he held that axe is looking zesty. Oh mate, if you don't have flair when you're running at your enemies, like, what are you doing? Nice, quick little sketchy highlights again, just to quickly build up the effect, and then we can move into that wash, I think. Start to tie it all in. That'll do. It's a place. There's a person there that you've never met that does this. No, sorry. Never been there. Okay. I think we can look to add a wash now. Why not? I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything that really needs a coat. I think I might just quickly add a bit of silver on the grenade. I think the grenade needs to be black. It's fine. And then maybe this little, like, I don't even know what you would call it, connection point in a shoulder. Hit that with a little bit of silver. Yeah, I think we're good to go. TB, we're back. We're back indeed. It's been a while. It has been a while. Alright, so let's do that and see if we like the result. Let's do this wash. So I'm going to put the palette to a side because obviously we need a different palette when you're using oils or enamel washes. You don't want a wet palette. That's not going to work. So we're bringing out our Nurgle palette. And if you haven't seen my Nurgle Touch palette, you will know why. I'll give you a little glimpse. It doesn't get cleaned, and it's looking a bit worse for wear these days. So I think I'm just going to go with something like this, neutral grey wash, and a bit of thinner to get the wash slapped on. So I'm just going to mix it up over here. Good to see you back on the talk, mate. Oh, good to be back, mate, and thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you as always. I'm just thinning off screen, getting it ready to rumble. True kids, how do you keep your brushes so sharp? I always ruin mine. A bit of cleaning every now and again helps a lot. You definitely want to be taking care of your brushes. And I like to lick my brushes, as you can probably tell. I find it helps keep the points nice and sharp. Probably no truth to that, but I don't know. It's a habit that I do. Works for me. Ribbon. Which varnish do you use? Depends what I'm wanting to go for, mate. So if you obviously want a very matte finish, I'll use AK's Ultra Matte Varnish. But if not, maybe like a satin varnish. It's just depending what you're trying to go for. Before oil washes or enamel washes, I actually don't use any varnish these days. I just let the paint dry properly. And it saves a lot of time just doing it that way, rather than having to varnish, wait for that to dry, and then wash. Okay, let's see. Slap it on here. could look like shit. I don't know. We'll find out. We are experimenting, as I said. We're making it up as we go. And I will come in with that little sponge on a stick thing, makeup applicator, just to remove the excess, particularly around the skin, I think. As you can see, it's doing a lot of work already, darkening it down, but way too much on the skin, and that's not what we don't want, is we don't want the skin to look too dark and grey. So while that's happening, I will just kind of dab away on those skin elements. As you can see, it's already helping to remove that there. Not too bad. We'll let it dry a little bit more in the recesses and stuff, just to tint that little bit extra. Don't really want it on the skull too much either. Kind of want that to stand out. So we'll remove that as well. Alright, while that's drying, I'll read some of these comments. Kay, we're all hobby fiends, aren't we? We are indeed. We're all hobby fiends, hence why I chose the name. Jaybird, long time no see. Good to have you in the chat. Thanks, mate. Ellie Talbot, thank you for the rose, and thank you for the gumdrop buttons. I really appreciate it. Indy, just got my first models. Any tips for painting? First models, just start painting is all I can say. You will get better and better with each model you paint. And don't worry about perfection. All people telling you can't paint it a certain way or a different color. They're your models. You paint them however you feel like, whatever you think looks the coolest, because that will keep you most interested in the hobby. Plenty of other tips, but you know, if you want specific things about paint thinning and different techniques and stuff, there's a lot to learn. But just start and have fun. So I think that's looking decent, fairly happy with that. I'll put her to the side now while that continues to dry, and we can probably pick up Old Mate, another one that I kind of half prepped earlier. We might look to add some stuff on him. So Nurgle's palette can go away for a little bit. Don't need that any longer while we bring out the acrylic paints once again. Moses, what kind of paints are you using? Using heaps of different ones, mate. I'm using lots of acrylic, so Citadel, Vallejo, AK, and we just put on an enamel wash, so yeah, all different types of paints. So I think we'll start by picking out some of these silver elements on this dude. Just adding a little bit of water to the mix so it flows nice and good. Filippo, I'm just here to say hi and to say that's beautiful. Thank you, appreciate the kind comments, and thank you for stopping by to say hello. Omega Lurker, what's up? And Moses, thank you, appreciate it. Z, been looking for someone to follow that paints minis, love watching. Oh, thank you. Love having you in the chat. So I think his skin also needs another layer of highlights. I think it's a little bit flat at the moment. I will need to work out how I want to tackle that one. Give it a bit of thought. Shall I call you Mr.? Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Phil, nice. World Eaters just took them to LVO. Oh, that would have been fun. I've only ever seen that stuff online. I'll have to go to the Las Vegas Open one time. Looks like good fun. Jealous. Oh, thank you, Z. I appreciate it. You'll get there, mate, though. Doesn't take too long once you put in a bit of reps, you know? That's all you need to do, it's just reps. A Mega Lurker, another based Chaos Painter. Oh yeah, very heretical in the chat. I bet it'd be exhausting, but fun too. Worth the exhaustion, I imagine. Oh, and also, guys, I always forget to mention, I have a little Discord going. If you ever want to join, by all means, do so. Just share work in progress with each other. I try and let you know when I'm going live. I didn't do that today, so lol, unlucky. But yeah, it's just a place to sort of share your models, work in progress, tips and tricks, all that sort of good jazz. Feel free to say hello. Z, you've got a newborn. No time at the moment, but looking at getting a whole bunch. Yes, I imagine you would have your hands full with a newborn. The real question is, when your little one grows up, will you show them the light of the Emperor, or get them to worship the dark gods? Or filthy Xenos? Key, where did I get the holder from? This is just a Citadel holder, straight from Games Workshop. I don't know if they make this one anymore. I got this a long time ago. But it served me well. $40k, indeed, it is $40k. And how big is my World Eater army so far? Unfortunately, Lurker, this is not my army. This is a commission that I'm painting. So much to your disappointment, not my own minis. But I got about 20 jackals to paint, some slaughterbound, some 8-bound, and a kite and demon engine. Is that the one? Is it slaughterbound? Can't remember. But yes, a little bit to paint. No light in these lands, Z. I see where your allegiances lie. They still sell them for $20. You're welcome. Is it Key or Kai? I don't know. First saw it was Key. But you're welcome. When did they stop making the lead models and why? I remember when there was so many way back. Now only. Did I read that as lead? Do you mean lead? Like the metal models? I think the details weren't as good. Like, you can't get as fine details with the metal models. Because they're all hand sculpted back in the day. Whereas now everything's digitally rendered and you can get way more detail by printing them. And plastic injection or whatever they call it. Like key. Yeah, see, I got it right. Awesome. No worries, Z. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. And hopefully see you next time. Goremongers. Jackals, what I'm painting at the moment. I've heard the Goremongers, they're not springing to mind. I'm having a mental blank. I don't know what ones they are. You play at all or more of a painter, Phil? I'm more of a painter. I get that question quite a bit. I don't really play the game. It's not to say I don't want to, I just don't have a whole lot of time for it. And if I do try and find time for the hobby, I'd much rather be painting. Oh yeah, can't tell if it's Goremonger or some other World Eaters unit. It's a Jackal. A couple more Jackals that we painted. I've got heaps here, primed and ready to go. Just over here in the corner. It's that Jackal unit that came with like one of the box sets with the new Khorne, like I think it's called Slaughterbound. It's like the 8 bounds captain equivalent type thing. Hello, how are you? And Lurker, favorite 40k faction? Oh mate, it's too hard to decide. Look, I have painted a lot of Space Marines. I am a fan of Space Marines, but if I had to say, like, do like my Blood Angels, my Black Templars, like Space Wolves, but I also like the World Eaters and Emperor's Children, because I painted up my own World Eaters. Here's one of my own, if I have not shown you guys before. It's one of my own World Eaters, Khorne Berserker, that I painted up. And here's one of the Emperor's Children dudes that I've painted previously too. So I enjoy painting a bit of chaos, that's for sure. Slaughterbound's correct. The box comes with 3 8-bound, 2 Jackals. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Thank you, Phil. I'm pretty sure the dude bought like 2 boxes and that's what I'm painting up for him. Plus a Demon Chitin engine. That big ass model was like this big. It's massive. Starlight, your boyfriend is obsessed with Warhammer as well. A man of culture, I see. Surely you're picking up the hobby now, if your boyfriend's obsessed. You might already be in the hobby, if you're getting this on your feed. Maybe you introduced him. Oh, thank you, M. Mad talent, I appreciate it. That's good. That's good. Good to hear. You're painting up some Night Lords. A Heresy schemed Death Guard as well. Very nice. I love to hear what's on other people's painting desks. Phil, Khorne, Lord of Skulls. It's not that one. I know the one you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it's called Khorne Demon Chitin Engine. Because the Lord of Skulls is the one that's got like tank tracks. It's like legs, I'm pretty sure. Whereas this one's like actually walking. It's got 2 legs instead of like wheels. Tav, a son of Sanguinius in the chat. Fellow Blood Angels enthusiast. Welcome. How long is it going to take you to finish? No idea. Hopefully not too long. It does take me a lot longer when I paint on stream. Just because I gotta keep things in shot for the camera. And also when I'm talking I get distracted and I just keep yapping. But I don't know, maybe an hour and a half. Could probably finish a model if I was focusing on it, but I don't think I'd be able to do this one in an hour and a half. Might be a little bit longer. Maz, what's up? How are you, mate? Yeah, I didn't know too much about it either, the Khorne thing, but it's a cool looking model, that's for sure. You might see it on this stream down the line. Something to look forward to. Joji, you're right, mate. Don't need to apologize. That's all good. I'll shout out to your pet gecko as well. Good on you, mate. Yeah, dude, the Lord of Skulls thing's massive. They can be daunting, big models. I remember painting the Chaos Knight Rampager one time, and that was a lot. Definitely a lot to paint, but I was very happy with the result. Maz, you're new to miniature painting, but you love it. That's what we want to hear. I love it when new people get into it and start enjoying it as much as I do. That's what it's all about. What do you paint up? Keen to know. Phil's taking a break from Chaos and Bronze trim. Once you get back, once you got back, you switch to Kroot hunting packs. Well, I don't know. I mean, painting skin I find is hard as well. You know, it's a bit time consuming too. But would I prefer that over trim? Probably, because I feel like I've painted a lot of trim in the past. Okay, so that's... I need his belt buckle as well. Okay. Pedro's doing Death Core of Krieg. Very nice. And try painting Rubric Marines. I can imagine. As part of another commission, I have 2 going at the moment. I've been painting up these guys, so doing a bit of Black Legion. So you might see some of these down the line. They're still not finished. This one's closer to being finished. This one's still a work in progress. But as part of that, I have 2 Helldrakes to paint up. And I was looking at them this morning, because they're just grey plastic at the moment. and looking at all the wondrous trim that needs to be painted on those models. And that was fun to think about. Dennis, hey mate, how are ya? Maz, you've only done one of your bards for D&D. Prince Purple Rain vibes. Hell yeah. I've painted up one sort of D&D type model. It's before they started making them themselves. It was like this website you could customize your own characters on. Can't even remember if it was painted. I painted up for a friend. His character in D&D. It's like when I was a teenager. Buzz, I'm sorry I missed that. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that, and thank you for the gumdrop buttons. Yeah, flesh can be more artsy, less stay in the lines. You prefer it. Yeah, it can be a little bit. That's true, rather than being boxed into painting within the lines. Might have a little look at our other mini and see how she's going. Should be all dry by now, I imagine. Let's see if we need to pick up anything else. Yeah, see, that looks a lot better with the shading done. You can see under her neck probably a little bit too much in there, so what I'll do, get our little makeup sponge. I've still got some white spirits in my little pipette, whatever you call it. Add a drop there, and let's try and remove some more of the skin. Just because we lost a little bit with that wash, which is the joys of using enamels, is the fact that you can sometimes get in there and fully remove it once you reactivate it a bit. It will always tint though, so you got to keep that in mind. That's why you paint a little bit brighter than you might normally if you know you're going to put on a wash, because you will lose some of that regardless. I'm not too fussed about this, it's just being a bit of a perfectionist at the moment. Try and get in there if I can. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Slightly brighter, kind of brings out her cloth, like a tank top as well. So that looks pretty good to me. I will claim that. Okay. Wobbly Bear, what enamel do you use? Depends. That one we used was this one here from AK. We used this neutral grey wash for that one. Hello from Russia. Hello 24/7. Omega Lurker, gonna head out. Have a good night. Have a good night too, mate. Thank you for stopping by and being part of the process for so long. I might try and finish this model while we're still together. It shouldn't be too much longer. Just a couple of tidy up bits, and I was only going to jump on here for a little bit. I'm on about an hour, so I've probably got another 5 or 10 minutes left. So let's see if we can get her close to finished. And then I might be back later tonight, I think. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. So I'm just going to pick out some of the bits on the skull, like the strap that's actually holding it in place. Like that. And then on the back as well. Edward, hello. How are you? Cool, happy with that. And we might paint the base. I don't remember what I actually used to paint the base. I'm gonna say it was probably something like this grey-brown color. War Painter, greetings from a French painter. Hello, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. Wobbly Bear, bought some Streaking Grime, can't wait to test it out. Streaking Grime is so good. It's my go-to. Like the OG one. Yep. Love it. Absolutely love it. Just gonna paint this base. Then we can add on some of the, what do you call it? Pigment powders, that's the word. Also a favorite tool, product of mine, pigment powders. They are goated. If you've never tried them before, they will make your bases look sick. Particularly desert dirt bases, the best. Okay. Just let that dry for a second. Polio-based World Eaters player. Look, it's not my model, so I won't take the credit, but I do have my own World Eaters, that's for sure. Jacob, hey mate, how you going? Quick 3 minutes before school. 3 minutes well spent. Paw pad, do I do Gunpla? I don't, unfortunately, but I've seen a lot of people that do. It does look kind of cool. George, guessing 40k, bought the Goremongers for Kill Team and love them. So good, yes. It is 40k, we're painting a Jackal at the moment. Freaky Dex, is that a World Eaters? Yes, it is. It is a Jackal from the World Eaters faction. Hopefully that dries a little bit quick. Put it to the side just so you're not getting bored. Just watch him paint dry, literally. We'll try and do a little bit more on this guy while she's drying over on the side. Happy with that. Nice. Same with the chain solid thingo. Cappy, hi, I'm from Mexico. Hello, over in Mexico. Hola. Always have to do these capture things on TikTok and they keep saying I'm not here. I'm definitely here. Okay. I think that's probably enough time for our other model to be very close to being dry. Yes, fairly close. I think it's enough. We can probably work on the pigment powder components now. So I'm going to pop my things to the side. When I say things, I mean my wet palette. And look for my trusty brush that I use to put the pigment powders on, and I'm going to grab the ones that we need. They're going to be these two, and maybe one more. These will probably do for now. Let's have a look. Should be fine. So we're going to use burnt umber and light yellow ochre from Vallejo Pigments. Let's see how they go. Ever play HeroClix? Haven't, no. Sorry, Gaston. Ken, nice painting, but too clean. It's 40k plus chaos filth. Make it less neat. Make him look like he's at least seeing battle. It's not what the client wants, mate. You got to do what the client wants. Lots of different ways to paint 40k. The box art's very clean, but you can go pretty crazy with stuff if you like. But when you're painting commission, it's whatever your client requests. Yes. Give me one sec, guys. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My girlfriend needed to grab something, but we are back. So we've cracked open the first of our pigment powders, and we're just going to slap it on like this. And make sure we get it on her boots as well. Really kind of sells the effect that she's running through this dusty desert world. Like that. And then what I like to do is add in a little bit of the light yellow ochre. Cappy, you paint custom painted Gundams. Very nice. Jimob, it is a jackal from the World Eaters. So I'm just dabbing on little bits here and there, because this will help add a bit of variety to the base. Not too much. Kind of mush around a little bit like this. Kind of adds a variety of different colors by mushing it around. And then I might even add a little bit of black just to darken it down a fraction in some areas, because it's a little bit too light for my liking there. probably way too much black, but we'll see. Same thing, just mushing it around a little bit. It's looking a bit better, and then I might add in a little bit more of the light stuff to sit on top. Like so. And then what I normally do is when you want to lock in the color or the pigment powder on the base and it helps flow into the recesses, is you just add a couple of drops of white spirit like this, and it will help lock in the pigments, particularly if you're gaming with them. You can use like pigment powder fix, there's products that are made for it, but it also does a similar effect. So this will take a bit to dry now, but that is pretty much her done. What I would then do is add on the blood effects and paint in the eyes, but I'll probably do that off stream. But I might be on later anyway to finish the rest of her off. We will wait and see. There's a couple more comments here. Thank you, Red Mist, appreciate it. Commissar Alfie, hello. Long live the Emperor, is this your main army? It is not, it is a commission piece, my friend. Brain Skulls, how many projects do you have? I just saw you doing Dark Angels yesterday. Yeah, I've got quite a few. I've got 3 commission projects, but we just finished the Dark Angels one. So I will show everyone here where that finished off. So this was Master Lazarus that we completed the other day. I'm quite happy with how he turned out. I think he's looking fairly sharp, and the client will be picking them up this weekend. But yes, I've got 3 on at the moment. The Deno Pro, mate. You are a legend. Day 1 supporter. But yes, this is one of the Dark Angels, and I'll show you the 2 more what I've got on the side of my desk. And then I will have to call it a day for now. One of the Inner Circle companions. Paint it up. And another just captain dude as well. Heavy Bigfoot. Those are some fighting words, mate. Fighting words indeed. But that's probably going to do us, guys. Thank you for sticking around for about an hour, just over an hour. I might be on later tonight. Thank you as always. I'm going to drop a link again to the Discord if you want to join it, share your pics, what you guys are painting up, ask questions, all the good stuff. You can do so there. I will likely see you later tonight. If not, I will see you when I see you. Take care, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.